Niet in de war raken. Het is 6 juni, maar het is niet 6 juni, het is 22 mei. 22 mei, maar u ziet 6 juni en ik sta voor Paradiso... waar ik straks ga praten met Loudon Wainwright III. Een van mijn helden. Een man die het menselijk onvermogen in prachtige liedjes en teksten weet neer te zetten. Dit jaar kwam deze cd van hem uit, live cd, prachtig. Ik ben heel blij dat ik juist in de laatste aflevering... met een van mijn helden kan gaan praten. Loudon Wainwright III.
Tell me your first name again.
Pieter, en dat is P-I...
Yeah. E-T-E-R.
What
you didn't do in this life bad for you will be told. In heaven there'll be beer for breakfast. At lunch it's Sambucan wine. The gazpacho with dinner is made with paint thinner. The morning hereafter feels fine. Hallelujah.
Again, hallelujah.
I say hallelujah after all my songs.
You do?
And I am religious, I suppose.
Okay. My first question is, I only discovered you and your work about 2 years ago by a guy in Holland who does slightly the same thing, guitar songs. Mm-hmm. Could you explain the fact that there's a small group of loyal fans and a large audience that doesn't know you? Is it the name?
I don't think it's my name. I mean, probably less people would know me if I had a more boring name. Loudon Smith or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm not huge.
No, neither do I, because your work is very accessible. It's not...
Yeah, it's just not right. But as you say, there is a small, devoted following. They light candles and burn incense. And,
they do?
Well, some do.
Drugs?
Some do, I'm sure. But it's been that way for, in the beginning of my career, which was, I started in the early 70s, I guess.
1969, I think.
69, I made my first record. And then in 1972, I had a big record on the radio in the States called Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road. So then I was kind of the skunk guy.
Right. Also hailed as one of the new Bob Dylans.
That's right. I think I was the first new Bob Dylan. Yes. Okay. I'm the oldest new Bob Dylan.
Oh, right. In a way, I would compare you to sort of Randy Newman going autobiographical. Would you agree with that?
Well, I'm a big fan of Randy Newman. He's much more successful than I am. Kind of a less successful autobiographical Randy Newman.
Do you hate him?
Yeah, I hate everybody that's more successful than I am. I respect and hate him.
That's the way to do it.
Right.
You brought out a live album this year,
Yes.
So Damn Happy.
Yes.
And listening to that, you're also a sort of stand-up comedian in a way. People have fun while listening to...
I hope so.
They are. Listen to it.
Yeah.
They're having fun, and on the other hand, your lyrics are not the average optimistic male person saying life is great.
No. Because life isn't great, basically.
No. Is it hell?
Well, it's kind of hell, but interesting and funny.
Does it get better with age?
Life? I don't know. I'll have to tell you when I get older.
But since you were 20, and now you're in your 50s.
Well, sometimes it's better. In some areas it's better, and in other areas it's not as good.
No.
I mean...
and the worst is yet to come.
Oh, God, the things that are going to happen, I don't even want to think about. But I'm very interested in this process of deterioration.
Yeah.
And I intend to... and I've always written about it, I've written about being 57.
Yeah.
And because that's how old I am.
Yeah.
I know I look much younger.
Oh, you do. Teenager.
Yeah.
Okay, most of your songs are personal in a way, but you wrote a new song about Mr. W. Bush.
Yeah.
Could you play it for us?
Yeah, I'd love to. It's not particularly about... We got through Christmas, Thanksgiving too. Halloween wasn't hard. You don't have to be you. but it's there on the calendar, just a few days away. The date I dread in Feb is President's Day. I sent out some Valentines, and I got back a few. And this month has 29 days. Whoop-de-doo, I'm not even religious, but I'm gonna pray that this year we make it through President's Day. George was the first one, Abe was the best. Libraries and airports named after the rest. But this year I'm queasy about President's Day, for there's been more than one George, I'm sorry to say. In the paper it says there's a sale, and you know it's 10% off, so we all ought to go. Get us a good deal, the American way. But my country's a mystery on President's Day. Gotta wonder what these guys are for, with their tax cuts and their budgets, how they took us to war. Gotta love a long weekend, sure that's safe to say. But for me it's Blue Monday on President's Day. George was the father, Abe set him free. That's the reason that he got shot, obviously. And November is coming, and the second's the day. Please, no more of George is all I have to say. Thanksgiving too, and I'll be 58. Yeah, it's sad, but it's true. And next year at this time, I sure hope I can say I feel a lot better about President's Day, with no George in the White House. Oh, happy hallelujah.
What is your attitude towards America at this time?
My tendency would be to make a joke at this point, you know, make a joke about, hey, I've got some pictures, you want to see them in my wallet? But it's too sad. I mean, it's such a horrible time now with what's going on in Iraq and the Middle East, and in particular. I don't know. I feel kind of ashamed about I never thought I'm a very selfish person, and I don't think of myself as being an American, but it's so what's going on is just so dreadful that I do feel ashamed.
Okay. You started out wanting to be an actor.
Right. Well, I still am an actor.
I know. Just 2 days ago I saw Big Fish.
Oh, you did?
I think it was one of the best films made last year's.
Oh.
And your part was great.
It was a small
but essential.
But pivotal.
Would you have swapped a career as an actor for the career you have as a musician?
you know, I started out to be an actor. I went to drama school, and then halfway through drama school, it was in the late '60s, and it just seemed to be so much more interesting to go to San Francisco and take drugs. And
You did.
And I did. And then I started to write songs, and I realized that, you know, I could be a performer and also a writer, and I have kind of total control. You know, an actor has to depend on technicians.
Waiting and waiting.
And, you know, a director and a writer. So a musician, a songwriter can do it all himself. But I enjoy acting, and I'm happy to be getting some jobs doing it, because now I hate to travel.
Right.
The worst part of my job is carrying this guitar case around.
Yeah, like musicians get paid for traveling.
Right, and actors get paid for waiting.
Right. Okay. Do you have, with your lyrics, with your music, a mission to tell us something?
Trying to engage the audience. My songs are as you mentioned, aside from the occasional political songs, are very much about my personal life, my parents, my kids, my sister, me, you know. But what happens to me in my life happens to you in your life,
But you portray us and yourself not as heroes, but as people trying but failing and...
Right, but I think that people are still heroes. There's something still heroic about failure. That's why I love it so much.
Right.
This song is from Last Man on Earth. Mother liked her white wine when she was alive, and she was desperate to live, but her limit was 5. Carefully I'd kiss her and send her off to bed. We always stuck with white wine, we stayed away from red. Always stick with white wine, stay away from mother. Liked her white wine, she'd have a glass or two almost every single night after her day was through. Sancerre, Chardonnay, Chablis, Pinot Grigio, just to take the edge off, just to get the glow. You got to take the edge off if you wanna get the... Mother liked her white wine, she'd have a glass or 3. We'd sit out on the screen porch, white winos, mom and me. We'd talk about her childhood and recap my career. When we got to my father, that was when I'd switch to beer. We got to the old man and I'd always switch to mother. Liked her white wine, she'd have a glass or 4 each, empty bottle, a dead soldier. The marriage was the war. When we blurred the edges, when we drank a lot, that's when I got nervous, when the glow got hot. I always get nervous when the glow gets... I still like my white wine, I'll have a glass or 2. When I'm down, I'll drink some whiskey, it's something I shouldn't do. Every now and then I'll take a drop of red, when I'm with a woman that I want to take to bed. When I'm with a woman that I want to take to mother. Liked her white wine when she was alive, and she was desperate to live, but her limit was 5. Carefully I'd kiss her and send her off to bed. Thank God we stuck to white wine and we stayed away from mother. Liked the white wine.
What more can we say?
Hallelujah.
Can I gently kiss you?
Very gently.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Ja, het was heel erg leuk. Een geweldig vent en luister er maar eens naar.
Bijna, maar lang niet alles, van Arno Grunberg.
Het werk van Willem Elschot.
Filmacteur Pieter Sellers.
Het improvisatietalent van George van Hout, soms.
Sommige regies van Pieter Bouwman.
Reis naar het einde van de nacht van Louis Ferdinand Céline.
Radiokunstenaar Matt Wijn.
Het schilderij Inwoner van Erik Matthijssen.
De nieuwe toneelschuur in Haarlem van Joost Zwarte.
Het boek De Hulp Sinterklaas van Paulus de Boskabouter.
Het toneelstuk Yvonne van Witold Komprowitz.
Tekenaar Peter van Straten.
Mijn bootje, midden op het IJsselmeer.
Poezen in het algemeen.
De oude Johnny en Rijk.
En Randy Newman.
Alles van het oude werktheater.
Bruce Springsteen.
Theo Maassen.
Miles Davis.
Cloaca van Maria Goos.
Nee.